Welcome to Just an Average Fantasy Football Podcast.
Welcome into Just an Average Fantasy Football Podcast. I'm your host, Daniel Hayes, with Matt Baker.
Who?
Matt Baker.
Oh, there he is. That's me.
And Larry Cowan. You can find us at avgffpod.com. You can also find us on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, Facebook. Go find us, check us out. Just like, follow, subscribe. We have a beer of the week. It is from Sweetwater Brewing Company, a local brewing company. It's called Big Trip Double IPA, 9.0% alcohol per volume. And it smells like it's not going to be something that I enjoy, but we'll see.
So what makes it an IPA to make it a double IPA?
That's what I was about to ask. Like, what?
IPA is India Pale Ale.
Yeah, I know that.
So it's about the hops.
So it would be
kind of hops.
So the type of hops that they're used in it. So it's like double hopped.
Yeah. So I guess it's double hopped.
So they're like, this beer's done. They're like, no, it's not. Do it again. And that's how you get a double IPA.
Does it go beyond pale? It's like Indian white ale.
It's sip, trip, and slip away with a concentrated hit of citrus. Delicious. This juicy double IPA will send your taste buds on a wild and wonderful ride. That sounds a little erotic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I mean, it is an IPA. You can clearly taste that. It doesn't taste like double IPA, though, that I was worried about. But but yeah, I mean, it's not bad. I mean, it's not something that I would. I mean, it sucks that you had to get an 8-pack, or
at 9.0, I mean, that 6-pack probably trashed.
Yeah. If we both drink 3, yeah.
Let's see. Google says a double IPA is an IPA that features extra hops and malt. The added layer of hops promotes more bitterness, while the extra malt provides more distinct toasted and caramel malt flavor. Blah, 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 blah. So you just do double the hops and malt that you would in a regular one.
Yeah.
It says, does double IPA mean more alcohol? It says a double IPA is a higher alcohol version of an IPA.
So yeah, you get 9% instead of 7.5%.
That's not quite double, is it?
It isn't. Like, I feel cheated. Was the price double?
I did not pay attention.
It was doubled. It might have been tripled.
Look, I can go tell you right now, there's no telling how much money I've had scammed from me in my life because I'm the worst about paying attention to pricing. I am sometimes it'll catch me if I go to buy something I think is worth $5 and they ring it up and they're like $9.40 and I'm like, wait a second.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But most of the time I walk up the counter, I set it down, they ring it up, I pay, I leave. I couldn't even tell you half the time what anything costs. But I know that you're different because we'll go to the bar and you'll be like, man, they fucked my tab up last night. And I'm like, what about yours? I'm like, I don't know.
I'd be like, damn, this drink is 40 cents more this week than it was last week. This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh, they make a living off of that.
Oh yeah, no.
Because the drunk people are just paying it.
That's exactly correct.
I wish being drunk was an excuse for me. Sober, I'm just an idiot when it comes to checking and shit like that.
I'd say my most favorite thing that was ever invented in this world is camera phones, because now I take a picture of my tab every night. Drunk as shit, I'm like, I'm trying to take, and I'll take a picture, and the next morning I'll look at it and go, them sons of bitches. So when I go in next time, I'm like, hey, look, y'all charged me for 3 Yinglings, but I only had
to your
one.
Manager.
I will.
Well, the problem is he knows all the owners of all the bars, so he usually just texts them a picture, and they go, yeah, we'll fix it
Yeah,
for you.
Like, look, y'all fucked me right here. Y'all told me it was Parmesan. Y'all charged me for Hennessy. This is ridiculous.
Oh, shit. Well, we're going to talk about some coaching carousels going on with some changes and whatnot and what they mean or what we might think they mean when it comes to the upcoming season. But before we do that, do y'all watch the playoff games this weekend?
I did not watch a lot of the Patriots-Broncos game.
There wasn't much to see.
Yeah, I mean, I like checked in on it, and it didn't intrigue me, so I didn't go to watch it. I mean, but I did watch the Seattle and the other
Rams.
team they play, the Rams. That was a
really
the one
I didn't really watch a
Yeah.
ton of. That was the one I wanted to watch a ton of, but I wasn't vibing.
Yeah,
I don't know. It was weird.
That's how I was with the Patriots game. Well, it was like we lost power too. So like once we
I did
lost
too.
power,
I lost
and-
power, and I had to. I was able to get the TV and stuff back up, but by the time I got everything situated and all that, I was like, whatever. And then the power came back on, so I had to situate everything back.
over. That's ours.
Yeah.
Ours went out, and I wasn't like I didn't feel like it was going to be out for a long time, but I also didn't want to be unprepared.
Yeah.
So I didn't plug anything in. We had our battery backup. We just had it sitting there. When we need it, we'll use
Yeah.
it. You know. And so by the time the power came back on, is about the time it was like in the end of the first quarter of the Broncos. We
Yeah.
only missed power for like 4 hours, but
I was only out for like an hour, so but I was basically lazy.
yeah.
I left the house as soon as mine went out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we chilled in there. We put a curtain up and I set the propane heaters up just in case. Got everything ready,
Yeah.
but we didn't do anything. But
I had a small generator. I was able to get a space heater. I locked down in the bedroom, got the space heater going, got the TV fired back up, got the internet fired back up because internet never went out. So I had to get the router and stuff going. I got all that situated, and I was just getting settled to get ready to kick the TV back on and settle in for the night. And then the fucking power came back on, and I was like, "Son of a!" So,
yeah, so that's why I missed most of the Patriots. I mean, I might have wanted to watch more of it, but I mean, it seemed super. I was keeping up with it on my phone anyways,
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
and it was super boring.
well, I know that it started off with the Denver game. I was like, Stidham went right down the field. Essentially, he hit that big play to Mims, and then the touchdown to Cortland Sutton, and it was like, oh shit, Stidham looking crisp.
Mm-hmm.
I think where they really fucked up was not kicking that field goal though on fourth down.
Yeah,
They were up 7-0, and they went for it, and then it was called a terrible play call, which they fired their OC today. That came across wire. The Denver fired their offensive coordinator. And so, that play I think was kind of the switch up, but wasn't a ton of scoring. The defenses really ruled again for that game.
I mean, what Drake May ran one in, and
Yeah.
the only other one was the Cortland Sutton. I think
Yeah, and then there
There
was
at the end,
they
the
hit
field goal.
Yeah, field goals. So,
Patriots, the field goal,
yeah.
86. Oh, no, not even.
85 passing yards.
65 passing yards.
Yeah.
Oh, I know it was super
85
low.
yards total,
Yeah.
I
Oh
believe.
yeah,
It was.
I know it was super
yeah,
low.
Yeah.
Drake May, I know he had the rushing
What a
touchdown.
weird-
It was like a 5-yard or 6-yard rushing touchdown, something like that. And
Yeah.
but I know it was super bad as far as like overall offense on both sides of the field. Really,
Yeah.
yardage and
Well, they had the blizzard that came in.
Yeah.
The stuff came in and really fucked that game up too. But yeah,
I know I lost money on my DraftKings lineup on that game. It sucked.
You called the other game though. Me and Bus felt like the Rams were going to be able to go up there with Matt Stafford and win that game, and
Yeah.
you were
And
pretty confident that it was going to
rightfully,
happen.
they should have been.
They
agree,
should
but,
have,
But
yeah.
I tell you, like Darnold looked a lot better in this game as far as like
He actually
He was more
contributed.
prepared.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
threw 3 touchdowns and
345 passing
Yeah.
yards, I think, or 385.
he definitely
something.
performed a lot better than that than he did for the Vikings.
Yeah.
When he
When the
basically
pressure
shit the
was
bed.
on, or the last two times he played
Yeah.
the Rams. I mean,
Or the last playoff game he was
He was-
the last one.
Last one he was.
great.
It was more ground game.
manager,
It was
yeah.
just ground and pound. They were just beating the shit out of him.
With
on the ground
Kenneth
and
Walker
keep
still
going.
had another decent game, if I'm not mistaken.
He did. He still looked pretty good out there. He wasn't. He was solid shit in this playoff run. That dude had 3 touchdowns all season, and got 3 in the one playoff
Ever
game.
since
so
we said he steady be shitting,
that dude's
Yeah.
been lighting it up.
he steady be balling.
He hasn't had a
telling you.
bad game since.
He sucked down 4 of them constipation tablets or whatever, or caused constipation. Corked it up.
He ate some damn I don't know, like I don't know if y'all have ever had them MREs. When I was in the Marines, we used to get MREs, and we had the cheese and crackers, and the cheese in there that stop you up all the time.
Mysteries. They're called mysteries, right? Because you don't know what the fuck you're eating.
Yeah, well, yeah, but you got it was basically just cheese whiz in a freaking pouch. You squirted on a big ass. The cracker was like it looked like an 8x8 square, 2 of them. So, and you always knew if you was in the field, it's like, yeah, I want to get some, because you don't want to shit when you're in the field. You got to go dig a hole somewhere. So you were happy to stop up.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Let me go get some peanut butter and some cheese and clog it up. So that's what he did to get through the playoffs.
Yeah.
Well, the
I mean,
last
they
thing
did
you want
good.
is the runs, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Seattle might win the Super Bowl, man. Their team looks way better on both sides of the ball. I mean, the Patriots made it there. Don't get me wrong, but their offense has really not done shit
This
They
entire
haven't.
the entire
this entire
playoff.
playoffs.
Yep.
I mean, they haven't had to, but they haven't. And Seattle's not going to. I don't think there's a. I don't think this game is going to be a 10-7 game.
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, they said the Patriots come in and the first round played the 5th overall ranked defense, then the 2nd overall ranked defense, and now the first and then second.
Yeah.
Second was Denver, and now Seattle's the 3rd overall ranked defense. So it's like, if they can't perform against these other teams, it's not much different than going against Seattle.
Yeah.
So I don't. It's.
We might be in for one of those 13-3 Super Bowls again.
God, I hope not. I think Seattle's offense is a little bit better.
I think they're a little better than than the Patriots.
Where's the Patriots ranked? Do you know?
6th, I think.
Yeah, they're a top defense as well.
Yeah, I know.
And it seems like they've gotten better. So I mean, it could be. It wouldn't be surprising, but
it definitely.
God, I hope it isn't.
Yeah, I mean, I hope they come out and just both defenses shit the bed. Yeah. And it comes down to whose offense is more on point.
Yeah, I want a 45 to freaking 48
Hell
Super Bowl.
yeah.
Yeah, like what was it? Rams Chiefs?
Rams Chiefs.
Back in 2010. Whatever it was.
Yeah, I want one where it's air it out. Let's go.
Yeah,
that's what I want.
Yeah.
It's like
1,000 yards of offense.
Yeah, like
on both sides of the ball.
We
both
saw
teams.
defensive. You've done your job. Just about every game's been a defensive struggle in the playoffs. Let's get some offense going now.
Yeah, let's get out there and bang it out. Just do it.
So, but we got 2 weeks now before we got the Super Bowl, and it's going to be interesting. You know, I don't know. I can tell you at the beginning of the year, if you'd have told me that Seattle and New England were going to be in the Super Bowl, I'd have slapped you in the face.
Yeah, I'd have said no way.
No.
So
but now that we are here, I'm not super mad at it. I mean, it's been well deserved on
Yeah, it's
on
crazy
both
that
sides,
Darnold's the first one in his draft class to make it after he.
Yeah.
That's the same draft class as Josh Allen and
Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, it's
Josh Rosen. Don't forget about Rosen, man.
Rosen was the only one that failed.
First of all, Josh Rosen has forgot about Josh Rosen.
That's true. I heard he's going to be at the Super Bowl, but he's like an officiator or something.
Arizona wishes they could forget about Josh Rosen.
That's true. That is true.
But
I was telling Daniel off air that the Patriots fans, they're back.
Yeah, they're already back to their.
Historically, I've had no love for either one of these teams, but now it just feels different. Like, hey, they're not that bad, you know?
Yeah.
They're guys that you could almost root for. But the Patriots fans, now that they're back in the Super Bowl, it's just rewind 6-7 years, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
They're like, we're no longer Chiefs fans. We're now Patriots
Yes,
fans.
exactly. That's
Exactly.
it. Like, I hadn't heard from Patriots fans, especially in Atlanta, for 5 years
Till
or
week
more.
12. Till week 12 of the season, all of a sudden it's like, you
Trust
changed
me.
your shirt. They're pulling off their Kansas City shirt and putting on their Patriots shirt.
Yes.
I'm on social media, and you got people like go Pats. It's like, weren't you the last 3-5 years you were a Chiefs fan? What are we doing right now?
I was literally talking to my buddy today about inventing reversible jerseys that are Chiefs on one side and freaking Pats on the other side, to where they can change it in the middle of the game or change it in the middle of the street, wherever they want to. They just pull it off and put it back on again.
I've seen guys at football games, like they'll have one jersey on and then something will happen
And
with
they'll
the
have
other
the other
team,
one
and they'll
under
just take that jersey off, and they'll be like, wait a minute, I've always been a fan of this team.
Yeah, what are you talking about? They got the Packers jersey hanging out their back pocket, but they're wearing a Bears jersey.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, the bumper stickers and the flags are back.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. No, it's everywhere.
Yeah, and Seattle's fans can be obnoxious as well, but like you said, they are definitely not as prevalent, I think, is the thing, especially on this side of the country, as the Patriots fans, because Patriots fans have just been dormant, or like we said, cheering for the Chiefs. So
That may be a northern thing, you think, where when your team is bad, like, you don't support them at all. Like,
just give
as
up
far
on
as the
them?
casual
I
fan.
don't think
you're
so.
like, I'm done.
Because Cleveland's been bad for years, but those fans are
they do
still,
have
Yeah, they're still
dedicated
there.
fans.
Well, that might come
and
with-
Bears fans have been ass forever, and they keep showing up. So I don't
down
know.
here, like, the Falcons can win 3 games, and you still see people wearing Falcons jerseys and whatnot.
Yeah.
But the Patriots fans were non-existent for the past 5 years.
Yeah, I think
been
it's
quiet.
yeah.
Well, I think what happened is they drafted Drake May, or not Drake May. They drafted Mac Jones, and everybody thought this was the second. Mac Jones was the second coming, and this was going to be their new. And then when he shit the bed that year, they're like, "Fuck this! They don't know what they're doing. They can't get the right people." And it just went all the way till they got Drake May now.
You have to consider too, before Brady and Belichick, the Patriots were the Raiders, the Browns of the NFL. They were the laughing stock team that was just garbage. Nobody, they had a long history of just nobody giving a shit about them.
But weren't they having a little bit, I mean, I wasn't watching way back then, but weren't they having just a little bit of success with Drew Bledsoe?
Yeah, it was kind of the beginning, you know.
Like Matt, Smith.
Alex Smith.
Alex Smith, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember necessarily. They definitely weren't winning Super Bowls, but they were okay. They were coming out of that bottom feeder phase of being in the NFL. But it wasn't. It's like they were such garbage. But they literally went from absolute ass to a 2-year window where they started getting steam, and then boom, Super Bowls all the time. Mm-hmm. So it's like, and then it's sometimes with these teams, they become that successful. Well, people, they don't have the kind of, I don't know, history that the Browns or the Green Bay, the Packers, the Bears have, where it's like these guys have been, 86 Bears and whatever I don't know how to explain it. It's like the passion, it wasn't as well earned with enough history that they were the laughing stock. Nobody gave a shit. Boom, they're great. Everybody was basically jumped on board. They were bandwagon at that time, and then they were great. And then I don't know. It's weird coming from a city like Boston where they're hardcore about baseball and their Celtics. They just weren't. Yeah. It was never really a football town until they started winning. And
but imagine that 9/11 happens, and all of a sudden the Patriots are the best team.
Well, it was in the script.
Exactly.
It's all written out.
It's like how the Yankees won the the World Series that year.
Didn't they have a Subway Series that year too? Wasn't that where it was the Yankees and Mets?
Oh, it might have been.
I know it wasn't far from there. There was a Subway Series.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's hard to explain. I know nobody's ever really thought of the Patriots as these teams with that storied history. Mm-hmm. And so when you don't really have that storied history, that passion, it's just it's easy to lose when Belichick left and Brady left and they started losing. Everybody's like, fuck this.
My God, we suck again.
Yeah. So they just kind of fade away or they jump on other bandwagons. And now that their bandwagon's rolling again, they're going to jump back on it. So what's up?
I'm just looking at when, a lot of the teams came in later into the league and everything. So,
yeah.
I mean, the New England Patriots weren't even in existence until 1971.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, they
weren't like an original team.
They weren't 1926.
And then from 71 until forever. I don't know if they had hardly any success since their inception. Maybe a couple seasons until they started rolling.
Until everything just woke up and just worked out.
And so it's like these other teams, the Bears have a history of success and failure. Green Bay's obviously got a very strong history of success with Lombardi and all that went. And I don't even know if the Green Bay's ever really sucked for a long period of time. So
Doesn't feel like it.
Yeah, they've always been in competition.
And even the Chiefs, you could say, because they win the first
Cleveland
second Super Bowl.
Kansas City, with God, I can't remember his name. But they have like a historical level head coach who coached in like the late 60s, early 70s, and they won Super Bowls and whatnot then too. So they have a pretty storied history. And then you got the Raiders. It's like the Raiders I don't think have been around forever, but they got Al Davis and Just Win Baby and Madden in the 70s and all that. So that develops a lot of like deep seated passion that's hard to let go of. And I don't know that was ever really developed with the Patriots. And then when they got good, they just became like the best team. And then they were hated by everybody else. And then, I think people in Boston are hardcore, but their fan bases grew way beyond Boston.
Oh yeah.
To, like you said, they become a lot like what Duke is in the ACC in basketball. Mm-hmm. Duke's got fans like in Jersey and New York and all these other places that have nothing to do with North Carolina. And so it's just, there's not a lot of, I don't know. It's weird with some of these franchises where they the Lakers are very similar. Although the Lakers have a great history, but they also have a lot of, bandwagon fans.
Alabama.
Yeah.
I know Alabama fans in Germany.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So there's ton. And once you develop, it's good to have a broad fan base. But when a lot of them are bandwagon, it's quick to jump off when you have no real passionate history attached to any team. It's like Braves they have tons of bandwagon too.
That's true.
I've been a Braves fan since I was a kid, so I'm going to ride or die with them whenever. But there's so many people that were with them in the '90s, and when they started sucking, they got the hell out of here.
I've definitely known people like that. Like, my favorite college team is Alabama. My favorite baseball team is the Braves. My favorite
NFL team is Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's a different level. You got the people who are my favorite basketball team's the Lakers. My favorite NFL team
or the Bulls
is the Chiefs or Green Bay or not Green Bay, but New England or Dallas.
Yeah.
So it's just whatever the flavor is of the moment. I mean, I was a bandwagon Dallas fan, and then I became a Carolina fan once they moved into Charlotte. So, but again, it's not having that long history. So, well, anyway, there's the breakdown of the playoffs. We got the Super Bowl in a couple weeks, but today we're going to talk about some coaching changes around the league and see how we feel about that. I'll save the Falcons moves for last. We'll kind of hit on some lesser ones. I don't really know a ton about Jeff Hafley, who was the defensive coordinator for Green Bay. I don't like defensive coordinators as head coaches. It doesn't mean they can't be successful, but we don't know who the offensive coordinator is going to be, and that really is what we need to know as fantasy football players is what kind of offense are they going to run? Who's going to be the quarterback down there is really kind of up in the air too. With Tua, he's still under contract there, but to be honest with you, what's his lips? The rookie that looked pretty decent down in Miami here at the end of the season.
Who are we talking about?
The
Miami's,
Dolphins.
Yeah. What? Running back or
quarterback?
Quarterback. Oh shit! The dude from Texas.
Yeah, you were on your phone. I was hoping you were going to jump in.
I was looking up the coaching history.
Oh, my bad.
Hafley.
I got
Hafley.
But kid's name.
E. God dang it!
I'm telling you, I'm gonna hit.
It was the Texas guy. I know his entire history, but his
2
name
games
just ran
isn't enough
away.
for me to remember him, I guess. But
No, I was expecting Bus because he's the college guy.
Yeah.
Quinn Ewers.
Quinn Ewers. Yeah.
Ewers, that's right.
So you got the E right.
Yes.
But yeah, Quinn Ewers didn't look terrible there towards the end of the season. I mean,
He was actually supposed to be way higher drafted. Like, he was in line for the Heisman that year and just had kind of a down season with his last season.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even terrible. I mean, they still went to the playoffs.
Yeah, he just wasn't, because when he came out in college, I remember he was like a top recruit in the country.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And
yeah,
so-
the number 1 overall.
Yeah,
For
And
that recruiting cycle.
I think he's got potential. I think he's got potential to compete down there again. If they keep Tua, I don't know if they have an out with Tua or not. But it's going to be interesting to see. Again, we're trying to figure out what they're going to do with their offense, because that's really going to matter. What they got going on when they bring in the defensive coordinator. He's going to run the defense. We don't know who's going to run the offense yet.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but I will say it's a good idea to get no, actually, I was about to say offensive coordinator. He's been defensive, so actually, I don't think that's a good idea unless they build around.
Well,
oh my God!
Well, the problem
I'm worse
is
than you with names today.
Well, the problem when you draft a defensive head coach,
Achan. That's who they should build around.
Yeah.
But the
And
problem,
Waddle.
but
Waddle still got youth to him, and he's a good receiver too. So.
but it's like I said, I think last week or the week before. The issue when you bring in defensive head coaches, you have to bring in an offensive coordinator to run your offense. And if he develops a good offense, the next year he's going to get a coaching job somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And now you've got to develop another offense again. If you're somebody like Shanahan or McVay, you bring your own offense. You're the offensive coordinator. You're the head coach. You never have to restart and rebuild. You look what's always been going. Baker Mayfield has had a different offensive coordinator every single year he's been in the NFL.
Kind of felt
every
bad.
single year. He lost Leonard Cohen last year. He lost Dave Canales the year before. Both who, you see what Leonard Cohen did
Todd
with
Monken.
Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see what Dave Canales is hopefully doing with Carolina now in that offense. So it's like they had to fire the offensive coordinator they had this year because he was buns, because they brought in a new offensive coordinator after Leonard Cohen was gone. Not Leonard Cohen, Liam Cohen. But so I that's why I'm never a fan of that, because your offense is never stable. You know, it's just, you look at the Lions right now, they're floundering to try to figure out what to do with that offense. They did all year after losing Ben Johnson. They were blessed enough that Ben Johnson stayed for 3 years, because he could have left them 2 years ago, you know? And so, you know, we'll see. Very few coaches can continually overcome losing offensive coordinators and keep a job. But I was trying to look up too is
and very few offensive coordinators can just be extremely successful everywhere they go. But it looks like Ben Johnson is doing that.
Yeah.
So Tua's owed $54 million guaranteed next year, but he could be released post June 1st and split the $99.2 million salary cap charge over 2 seasons.
Yeah, God bless. He's got 99.2.
Yeah,
so that could be 47 and change. So I mean, they could save $9 million then if they cut him, if they split it up over 2 years. So
yeah, if they split it, I mean, it's no worse than what Kent Cousins is. No,
but if they just keep him on roster for a year, then they can cut him.
They'll probably cut him.
Then next year, they won't have to worry about any dead cap.
But
so
I mean,
they can decide whether
there might be a team or two out there that could potentially come after Tua.
I don't know if anybody was going to want to take that cap hit, though. That's the problem.
It might be like they might go work out a deal where it's a split thing or something.
Yeah, they could rework the contract.
They work something out to where they could split. Like if they were going to release him and it was going to split over 2 years anyways, maybe take one of those years away as part of the contract of.
Remember Russell getting the league minimum?
Yeah,
but he did that because he was still making over $50 million
over at Denver. Yeah,
so
but Denver allowed it.
My point is, I don't know that Miami is going to want to still pay him $99 million over the next 2 years, and let him go play somewhere else for the league minimum. You know,
but it does happen.
Oh, it does. It does. I don't know. It depends on how toxic it is. But with Mike McDaniel out, it's gonna. You know, we don't know where the toxicity. Well, the thing is, we don't know where the toxicity with Tua came from.
Yeah,
is he mad at the organization, or was he mad at the coaching staff? And so, you know, it's going to be interesting to see how they play that out. Are they? And if he stays there, and they're going to keep paying him, are they going to do? They're going to do what Atlanta's doing, where they were paying Kink $1,012,000,000, but playing Penix.
Over
and so would they play Ewers over Tua and let Tua just be a high paid backup, you know? But again, like you mentioned, Bus, if Tua really wants out, his best option is to say, let's rework this contract to make it a more affordable way for you to trade me. But he would also be giving up $99 million. So.
But it might actually benefit in him if he gets a prolonged contract with somebody else.
If he can get like a
3 year or something.
Well, he would have to work a new contract with Miami.
Yeah, with Miami.
And then that contract would have to carry over.
And carry to the new one,
So he wouldn't be able to get a bigger contract.
But if you think that nobody's going to want you, then just ride out the contract.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't have to.
Me personally,
accept it.
Me personally, you're gonna have to pay me that $100. I don't care what you do with me, but you're gonna have to pay me that 99.2.
It would be. I wonder who they're gonna hire to tell Tua.
Squad. Just give me the money.
Yeah, I wonder who they're gonna hire to tell Tua he's not playing every game because he's gonna forget eventually. He just comes running out on the field suited up, and they got one guy that goes, "No, Tua, not this game, not this game."
They're just going to get Scattaboo to text him every week.
There's going to be a long-going text thread between them and everything. No game, Tua, no game.
And you never know. We see it all the time where he could end up on a new team and be renewed and make a playoff run. Yeah,
maybe maybe he can go to the Chargers and be the backup there, where Mike McDaniel is now the offensive coordinator. So it is official. Mike McDaniel is the offensive coordinator with the Chargers. That's going to be interesting there to see with that offense now. You know, I'm actually excited to see what McDaniel, now that he's not the head coach, all he's got to do is focus on being the offense and see what he can cook up there with Herbert. I mean, how you guys feeling with McDaniel's bringing his offense there with it? You got to think about the running backs there too. And you know, obviously they got to rebuild the O-line. They got to
Yeah.
get that right because none of that matters
Absolutely.
if they're going to keep that shit O-line. But assuming they address the offensive line and get him protection, just based off of what the offense is that how you guys feeling regarding
And you better
that?
do it in free agency
Yeah.
because linemen take a couple years to develop.
Yeah, I mean, if they're going to get Joe Alt back, that'll be a big thing because
Absolutely.
that dude's
He
a
makes
beast.
a hell of a difference in every game he plays in. So, yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know. They're going to have to figure out their receiving core. I doubt they keep Keenan Allen. He's
Probably
old,
not,
aged
yeah.
and everything.
Yeah.
And is Quentin Johnson really going to be a consistent, viable op? I mean, there's still some questions on the offense, but
You got the
it can be.
Lad McConkey.
And I like this for Ladd. I like it for Quentin Johnson too. If he could be consistent,
Yeah.
I think it's a good move for the Chargers.
Well, they got
it is something
Trey
they could
Harris
benefit
from last year, they got kind of a little bit, but
Had
he's
a little
supposed to be
bit
pretty
of
good. I don't know what he can be, but they have a little bit of receiver talent there still.
And hopefully they can use it.
Young
I
talent.
mean, they can get Ladd back in the slot. Get Keenan Allen out of there. I think that hurt Ladd a lot this year. Just
Oh, yeah,
the
for
better
sure.
it hurt him as
Yeah,
far as
they're
like
working the same areas.
exactly. It was probably beneficial to him as a player.
Yeah.
because I'm sure Keenan Allen has lots of catch the ball, dude. He's got lots of information to give him,
yeah.
but I don't know that it definitely hurt him as far as fantasy
Opportunity, yeah.
and opportunity on the field and all. But I kind of like it. I think we saw what Mike McDaniel and that offensive scheme he runs and everything did with Tua and Tyreek Hill and Waddle.
Yeah.
There was games where it looked like both of these guys could be receiver ones at the end of this. Then injuries, of course. Tyreek Hill going out and Tua getting smashed down on the field a couple times, but. I don't know I like it. I mean, I think it's a good play.
I think both of those guys, Quentin and Ladd, can be great number twos or 2A and 2B,
Yeah.
but they still need a dominant. Like you were
Yeah.
saying, Keenan Allen was just past his prime. That is his role,
Yeah.
but yeah, he's just past the prime.
And
now.
Ladd's not a true outside receiver, so he's not going to ever be the
No.
alpha. Quentin is built that way. He is an outside 50-50 kind of guy, but does he have that mentality? I don't think he does. I don't think he has the dog in him, like they say. He'll show up at times and he'll make great plays, but then he'll just go out there and steady be shitting. So
Yeah, they need to get like a Carnell Tate out of the draft, the Ohio State wide receiver.
yeah.
I think that would be perfect. You
I don't
get
know where they're picking,
big,
but
dominant. Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't looked to see.
But I like it too for the backfield with Omari and Hampton. Mike McDaniel's scheme definitely benefits a good running back, a good pass catching back.
And
too.
I mean, Kamani Vidal. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, he looked decent in place of Omar is definitely the better back, but I think Vidal showed out a little bit this year, being kind of put under it, having to do it.
Yeah.
So
And Aronde Gadsden, I think it could also beef up him too as a receiver.
Absolutely.
Get him back
Yeah.
where we
Now
want
that
him,
we
so.
talk about it, they got weapons, man.
they
Yeah.
do. There's a
He's
lot
gonna have
there.
a lot to
And
work
they had
with.
a really
There's a-
good defense last year. They did lose their defensive coordinator who'd got a head coaching job. But, they're a team that's like on the cusp. If they could just figure out how to put it all together and get that really get that offense clicking with some consistency. You saw they made the playoffs this year with that terrible O-line and that offense suffering. If they were just a mediocre offense, they probably would have ran the AFC. You know?
Oh, it was like last year they lost like every game by like one score, and then this year they looked better, but it looked worse. If that makes sense, score wise and like everything it looked better, but we saw a lot out of Herbert this year that we haven't seen as far as utilizing his legs a lot more.
Yes.
Whether it was necessity or not, it was done.
Right.
But I feel like if he doesn't have to do that, it would be awesome. But the fact that he can,
As long as
we
he's got
know-
that in his back pocket.
that's definitely beneficial for him. If
Yeah,
they
he can be like that old school Tannehill where he would always run for like 250 yards, but it was like 6-7 touchdowns every year.
Yeah.
So, speaking of the Chargers defensive coordinator, he is now the head coach of the Ravens, Jesse Minter. So again, I don't know a ton about him as a coach, but he ran good defenses with the Chargers, and again, it's going to be interesting to see. They have not hired an offensive coordinator that I can find as of yet, so we'll see who they pick up as the offensive coordinator, what type of offense they're going to run coming out of that. So, yeah, the Ravens have their new head coach. And the Ravens, a lot like the Steelers, they like to hire head coaches and keep them for a while. They're not a team that likes to go through them like a lot of other teams. So, speaking of the Steelers, they went and hired Mike McCarthy. We're
What
all
the
familiar
fuck?
with Mike McCarthy.
I don't quite understand this entirely.
Well,
but
before we get into it, Tomlin wasn't fired. He walked
Oh, yeah.
away.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So everybody's
He
like, man,
stepped
how
down.
do you go from Tomlin to Mike McCarthy? It's like, well,
a lateral move.
Yeah, they didn't. Well, I think Tom's better, but they didn't fire Tomlin to get Mike McCarthy.
Yeah, that's true.
McCarthy walked away, or Tomlin walked away, and so they got. I obviously don't think it's a great move. Mike McCarthy is, I think what you're alluding to, Busk, is kind of a middle of the road guy. He's not a terrible coach, but he damn sure isn't a great one.
Yeah,
and the teams generally finish somewhere around 500 with Mike McCarthy.
Yeah. I mean, but if you look at their careers, they're really close with Tomlin. Over the past few years, 500, won a Super Bowl one time. So
yeah, Rodgers' Super Bowl with the Packers was with McCarthy.
Even Harbaugh. I think all three of those guys have very similar careers overall, but Harbaugh did stay.
Win losses kind of deal overall.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, again, the Steelers are a organization that they generally make pretty decent choices when it comes to stuff.
So. But I think that's what it was.
I can't imagine McCarthy is going to go in there and do any better than Tom has done, especially since they don't have any. They're not. They don't have anything to rebuild with right now. They have no quarterback in the wings waiting. They're talking about having to try to bring Rodgers back next year, and it's like, well, what are you expecting if you bring him back?
Yeah, I mean,
maybe they are. Maybe that's what Rooney was thinking. Like,
we
can bring back McCarthy Aaron for one more and bring in McCarthy. That's Super Bowl there.
Yeah, I will say McCarthy is an offensive guy, so he's going to bring his own system into Steelers. So but his system is kind of dated. That's what got him fired with Dallas. He's not really, unless maybe he's changed. Maybe getting fired from Dallas and him sitting back and seeing that the NFL's changing. Maybe he's willing to change, but. Maybe he'll bring in an innovative OC to help with that. But we'll see.
Probably bring in Schottenheimer.
Oh my God! Well, Schottenheimer isn't he still the head coach of Dallas?
Is he?
Isn't that who the head coach is?
Who did they get?
I think it's Brian Schottenheimer.
Because
that would be insane.
They fired Schottenheimer as the OC a few years back, right?
No, they kept. That's when they fired McCarthy, he gave the job to Schottenheimer.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not super up to date on all the coaches and stuff.
So Brian Schottenheimer is an old school offensive coordinator. Got a little bit of head coach around here, but he runs
the son of Martin Schottenheimer.
Yeah, but he's been known to run old school offenses, run first.
He is still the head coach. With the Cowboys.
And so the Cowboys promoted him from offensive coordinator. He was the offensive coordinator for Mike McCarthy the last year that he coached with Dallas, and then McCarthy got fired and Schottenheimer got promoted. And Schottenheimer actually ran a pretty innovative offense. He did change up. They passed obviously a ton out of Dallas. I was pretty surprised. I was worried with Schottenheimer being there, it was going to try to revert back to his old school ways. So we'll see.
I just assumed the way the Cowboys seasons have gone the past couple of years, that he couldn't be there anymore. But he is.
Well, especially if you looked at their offense, like they were a top 5 offense. You would not. Schottenheimer's never been a top 5 offense. No. I think in his entire coaching career till last year.
Yeah.
Oh, wasn't it? Didn't they bring him in because Jerry Jones was like, we don't run the ball enough. Let's get the guy who runs the ball. Because
that's when they fired Kellen Moore, and that's when Kellen Moore went to Philadelphia and took him to a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And so then it was like Kellen Moore. He had a top 5 offense with Dallas, but they're like, we need to run the ball more.
Yeah.
and that's when they brought Zeke back to run the ball more. That was the first year of Dowdle. Dowdle getting 1,000 yards before he. Yeah, that was all Schottenheimer.
And he was fresh out of the Seahawks at that time, right?
Who, Schottenheimer?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
I think he got fired from the Seahawks as OC.
Possibly. I don't remember. I can't remember where he was before that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So, but yeah, back to McCarthy. McCarthy to the Steelers. I don't think it's horrendous. I think the Steelers are just going to be what they've been the last few years. They're still going to be that 9-8 team that's like They might make the playoffs. They might not make the playoffs.
It's sad because when you talk to Steelers fans, like they're just all in. But
Yeah.
I mean, that feels like them as a whole.
It doesn't matter.
Regardless,
They could have signed Pee Wee Herman, and they'd be like, "This guy's the best offensive mind in football."
They would have the weekend at Bernie's Pee Wee up there.
Steelers fans are so optimistic.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
It's like, no, we got our Super Bowl guy now. He's from Pittsburgh. He's a Yinzer.
Yeah. He's so and if you watch the press conference, McCarthy was very emotional. So he's this is where he's always wanted to be and all that. So we'll see. A big one, Giants were able to get John Harbaugh head coach. I think this is really great for the Giants. I don't know if it takes them to a Super Bowl, but it gives them immediate stability as a head coach. Harbaugh came in and he said that basically if you want me here, I buy the groceries and I cook too. So the general manager came out and it was very similar to, it was one of those on paper he's in charge, but I'm still giving my input, and it's like, nah bro, you're gonna be gone. And,
like
and so,
we're not even listening to you now. I mean,
look, just give the words that Harbaugh told you to give, bro.
Yeah, go ahead and read the piece of paper that's folded up in your pocket. Let us know.
But they still haven't hired an offensive coordinator. Again, Harbaugh is not the offense is going to be decided by who that is. So we still have to wait and see what that's going to be coming out of there. But again, I do think they give the Giants immediate stability there.
They got a lot of pieces too to work with.
Yeah,
Even if
do.
it's not this next year, I mean, within the next 3 years, I see them like really pushing people around.
I think their defense is already really fucking solid. It just needs some offensive consistency to sew it up. The Panthers defense really started coming together when their offense started getting more consistent.
Yeah.
And so,
held up more.
and so they were able to, it gives the defensive guys a little bit of juice to know, hey, if we can make the stop, they may actually score.
Yeah. Well, and they don't have to be on the field the whole time too.
Exactly.
But they got a lot of good pieces. I mean, with Jackson Dart, with
on offense,
Scadaboo,
we don't know when he's going to come back. Hopefully he comes back as good as he was, but obviously you got Malik Neighbors.
Yeah, Neighbors come back off of his ACL. I mean, if everybody comes back healthy, I mean, it could really be a young, scary team.
And on paper, they've got a relatively decent offensive line. So the Giants could be scary next year, depending on again what they decide to do with the offense, who they bring in. But Harbaugh, there's talk that Todd Monken's probably going to be brought in. Monken is a Harbaugh. Whichever Harbaugh is coaching, Monken is like their guy.
Yeah.
And so now that he got fired with the other Harbaugh brother out of with the Chargers, which apparently that was like a tear-filled thing where when was it Jeff Harbaugh had to fire him with the Chargers, he didn't like it because Todd Monken. Or Jim, sorry.
Yeah.
Todd Monken has been a Harbaugh offensive coordinator for $1 billion in 12 years.
Yeah.
And so there's talks that he'll come in, which I think will be good. I think Monken runs a really solid offense. It's not, it's not the most innovative, but you saw what he did with Lamar Jackson at the beginning of his career. That was Todd Monken's offense, and I think his offense was okay with the Chargers. They just didn't have an offensive line, so it's hard to do any kind of offense when your quarterback's getting hit 0.2 seconds after hiking.
Yeah.
So that's the reports, but nothing's official coming out of the Giants camp yet. Eric Bieniemy is back as the OC of the Chiefs. That's interesting just because Eric Bieniemy was the offensive coordinator before they brought Adam Gase back. This is what Andy Reid loves to recycle guys. It's really Andy Reid's offense.
Yeah.
These guys are just running it and whatnot. So it's not a huge thing, but it is a familiarity with Mahomes and the team. So we'll see if they can find some magic and get back on track.
Got to be a reason why he never ended up as a head coach.
Yeah, I mean, they tried to make him the head coach, or they tried to bring him on. Was it the head coach or the OC Washington, and he got fired there. So
yeah, he went straight because he left, and everybody's like, okay, well, this means he's going to be a head coach. I mean, his name gets thrown around every time there's an opening somewhere.
Right.
And then he's just an OC once again.
Yeah.
Like nobody took that chance on him.
Mm-hmm.
And he's
never been successful as an OC anywhere other than with Andy Reid.
Yeah, exactly. So, and he's probably just the yes man there.
Yeah. But if you go, hey, Andy, just throwing it out there, if you want me to just repeat what you want to do and pay me what you pay these coaches. I'm available.
I'll do it for half the money.
Just tell me what the play is.
Yeah.
I will tell them. That's simple.
Yeah. I won't even give you my own suggestions like I'm sure these guys do.
Yeah. You're not even going to bring it up. Football? What football?
Arizona, well, there's 3 teams that are still looking for head coaches: Raiders, Browns, and Arizona. The reports coming out with the Browns right now, it's like nobody wants to fucking coach them. Everybody goes in, interviews, and then withdraws. I mean, that's the way it is. They just
the Browns also.
Yeah. Oh, real quick, let's take a little aside. What in God's name? How does Shadur Sanders end up on the Pro Bowler? Like, I get that the Pro Bowl is not anything, but
well, there was like 11 people ahead of him, and they all said nah.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to do it.
Yeah, nobody wants to be in it.
I
mean,
know that, but
yes.
I get why. Like Trevor Lawrence, everybody's like, "How's Trevor Lawrence not a Pro Bowler?" And
well,
Shadur is
was.
because he said no.
He said no thanks, and Drake May was next on the list, but he's got to play in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So Shadur Sanders is the next. It's the same way.
Gotta have an
I'm going
alternate.
to tell you right now, Bryce Young should be higher on the list than Shadur Sanders.
Well, last
but he's
year
in
was
the
what?
NFC. So
Last
I
year was
get it.
Tyler Huntley that made it because
Or
Not
two
last year, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Tyler Huntley because Jalen Hurts.
But at least Tyler Huntley had more touchdowns than interceptions that year. Shadur's threw 7 touchdowns and 10 interceptions.
Yeah, that's
Come on, bro.
Pro Bowler, if I've ever seen it.
He didn't even break 2,000 passing yards. Like, what are we doing? Like, at that point, you just don't bring a quarterback.
Don't call it a Pro Bowl anymore.
It means nothing now.
It's just the flag football game that we do at the end of the year.
we all get together and have fun, and nobody really watches
I don't watch. I can't even tell you the last time I even considered tuning into the Pro Bowl. I've never watched a Pro Bowl, and I'm never
watched
going
one
to.
in 6-7 years.
I just do it because I set DFF lineups on it, just because I fuck around.
They need to go back to the
It's so much
challenge.
fun to try to figure out who's going to get some fucking points on that
They
game.
just need to make it all a skills challenge. That's it.
That
Just
would
let
be
them
cool.
see who can throw it the farthest, who can throw it the most
that
accurate.
would be way more fun.
They did that back in the day, and that was way better.
Watching those
I feel like
Brett
that was
Favre
run by,
versus Jim Harbaugh. That was fun to watch.
Yeah, I felt like it was run by like Nickelodeon or some shit. That would have been really cool too.
Yeah.
Like as a kid watching them blow shit up and drop slime on their faces, let it go. Turn it into a big event.
Well, we mentioned Washington a second ago. The Footy McFootball Commanders have promoted David Blau, the quarterback's coach. I don't know if you guys remember, David Blau was a backup quarterback a few years ago. He was
for the Lions, I believe.
Here's the craziest thing. If you ever just want to go down the weirdest rabbit hole you've ever been down in your life when it comes to a backup quarterback, go look at David Blau's college stats and see that he was straight cheeks in college. I mean, he was terrible. And this guy kept getting backup quarterback jobs, kept getting it out. It could be that the guy was such a good coach that they're like, this guy knows ball. He can't play ball, but he knows ball. And we're going to bring him in as the backup quarterback and then let him help coach these young quarterbacks. But he was back up in like you said, with the Lions. And then I think he was a backup in Miami for a couple years. Like he kept getting like $6 million deals. It's like, how is this dude getting deals? He's never done anything of note in the NFL, and he didn't do anything of note in college. He never had any one good year. He was like, pull up his just so you know, just pull up his college stats, Baker. But anyway, he is now the offensive coordinator out of Washington. I have no idea what that's going to be. I have no idea what offensive scheme he was going to be. He was under oh my God, the offensive coordinator that was there last year that used to be the head coach of Arizona.
Kingsbury.
Yeah, he was under Kingsbury. So I don't know if he's going to run Kingsbury's system or if he's got his own system. So that's going to be interesting to figure out what's going to happen there with David Blau. So we got a complete mystery offense going to be brought into Washington, and that could be good or bad. We hope it's good because of, we have a great quarterback there that we need to do good that I completely can't think of right now. Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
I wanted to say McDaniels, and I knew McDaniels was not right.
Quinn.
Did you pull up his college stats?
I'm still trying to make sure that this is right.
What?
Hold on. Just his stats in general.
Yeah,
It doesn't seem like he should be a football quarterback at all.
I'm telling you, dude. It is
what they say.
It's one of the greatest mysteries in sports. Like this dude knew he either had some dirt on people or he's the most likable motherfucker you ever met.
Locker room leader.
Yeah, he is. This guy, yeah, he does things that no one else does apparently.
Those that can't do, coach.
Yeah,
I'm looking for his college. There's
his NFL stats are straight asshole.
Well, he barely had any.
Yeah, and they weren't good when he did. So.
Yeah.
They keep showing his it's hard to find. I'm trying to find his college stats, but
yeah.
His NFL stats are he's thrown for 2,000 yards in the NFL.
Yeah.
How many years?
Since 2016.
So
it's been a while.
10 seasons to do that.
When I was 1,435 yards.
So his first year at Purdue, he threw for. Why are we doing this? He threw for 1,574 yards, 10 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. His second year at Purdue, he threw for 3,352 yards, 25 touchdowns, 21 interceptions. His third year at Purdue, he threw for 1,103, 9 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. That wasn't terrible. I guess his last year wasn't terrible. He threw for 3,705, 25 and 10. So that wasn't a bad is that I was remembering, but it's like it definitely
he was undrafted, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was undrafted.
Yeah, I do remember that name going around with like was it the Winston it was the Winston year or was it the Carson Wentz year? Wentz and Goff. I think it was Wentz and Goff year, right? What year did it say he got drafted? Or was he in the draft?
2019.
Oh, it was 2019?
That was his first year. I think 2018 was.
He was undrafted, 2019.
2019.
He was on the Lions and the Cardinals and the Lions and the Cardinals.
Not as long a career. Okay, so that was.
But he's been a backup the entire time. And he's got 1,400 yards, 6 touchdowns, and 9 interceptions.
Yeah,
since he's been in the league.
I do remember that
Dude's
name
done
getting
more
thrown
with
around
less than anybody else.
during draft season.
He's 0-7 in the season with his win-loss record. And that's out of 9 games. 7 of them he started.
Poor guy.
But hey, he's the offensive coordinator in Washington, so we'll see. I mean, listen, Kellen Moore was a career backup that never did jack shit in the NFL, and he's one of the best offensive coordinators. So, Drew Petzig, who was the OC with Arizona, I don't know how, but he's now the OC with the Lions. So he wasn't very good with Arizona, but the head coach, John Gannon, was straight ass as a head coach too. So that organization as a whole is terrible. They're basically the Browns of the West. Joe Brady, this one's interesting. So the Bills interviewed all these people, including Phillip Rivers.
He said, I respectably decline. I'm backing out of the race. Yes. I don't want anybody to think I didn't get hired.
Well, if that's the case, it'd be the first time Phillip Rivers ever pulled out of anything.
That's true. This was the first.
That wasn't my joke, but I'm glad you set it up for me.
Yeah.
But it's crazy because there are also reports that it's like, man, we may need to go try to get Sean McDermott back after this whole thing. First of all, let's back up. Poor Keon Coleman.
Oh no!
He got thrown under the bus.
He got ran over with the bus.
They were citing the reason for firing Sean McDermott was because it was the coaching staff that wanted to draft him, but what he didn't take into account was they have actual clips because they weren't on the HBO show Hard Knocks, but they were on something where it clearly showed it was the general manager who was wanting Keon Coleman. They didn't fire him; they promoted him to president of football operations. And the owner comes out and is like, "Yeah, we fired him because he's the one that wanted Keon Coleman." and then it's like, "Well, bro, Keon Coleman's still on your team."
Yeah,
exactly.
Like, this dude's still getting a check signed by you, and you're going to put him down like that?
Bro, I'm like, look, I think Keon Coleman's ass too, but damn, it
has not worked out, but that doesn't mean that.
I think that's an indication of his future usage at this point.
Oh man,
he was a healthy scratch like half the season.
It would be like you're dating a girl. and she's like, yeah, I'm dating him, but his ex said he was terrible, and he's pretty terrible. Like, but I should have talked to the ex about it. And it's like, bro, you're still dating me.
Exactly. My wife is pretty shitty, and I knew that long before we got married.
Yeah, like I didn't want to marry her. Yeah, it was my brother's the one that kept telling me I need to marry her. That's why I quit marrying her.
Yeah.
Like, dude. So,
she's standing right beside you.
Yeah, the whole time.
But
in her puppy jacket, puffer jacket. That dude's still wearing his puffer jacket everywhere.
Bro, if Keon Coleman would have been sitting at the press conference while he was oh my god, and he's just sitting there, look like a kid who's getting like pissed off. Oh, but Joe Brady is now, who was the offensive coordinator, who was I guess. Joe Brady from, was it LSU? Yeah. Then he went to Carolina. Yeah. He went to, when Matt Rule became the coach, he brought in Joe Brady, which, to be honest, when Matt Rule let Joe Brady run that offense, it wasn't terrible. That was that year that Curtis Samuel was like, a top player and the running back and out of the backfield and all that.
He is a creative genius at making plays.
Yeah. We'll see how he can do as a head coach, but so it's crazy. It kind of seemed like there was a lot of dysfunction going on there with the Bills too, which you wouldn't expect from that organization.
Wasn't Dayball's name getting thrown around?
Yeah, Dayball was getting. They were thinking about bringing him back as the head coach, but and again they were talking about trying to bring McDermott back, which I don't know how you do that. You can't unburn the bridge you just lit on fire. But
Exactly.
They still have Keon Coleman. That bridge is still burning.
You know what? Let's just start over, guys.
Yes.
Hey, let's pretend like none of this happened.
You know what? Fuck it. Keon Coleman's the head coach.
That's what I'm saying. Hey, he's gonna
already
be
under contract.
He's going to be the OC. Watch.
So we'll see how that pans out.
We drafted him to be our OC.
Guys, I was on drugs. I don't know. Just everybody come back. Let's start over.
Yeah.
The Titans, I think the Titans did really good. It's going to be interesting to see what they can do next year. I'm really not a huge fan of Robert Saleh. He was the Jets head coach when they were on Hard Knocks that year, when they brought in Aaron Rodgers that second year.
I'm glad he didn't come to Atlanta because that name was thrown around.
Yeah.
Again, he's a defensive coordinator, so they had to go get an OC, but I do like the fact they brought Brian Daboll in at offensive coordinator. I think Brian Daboll is a really good offensive coordinator. He was the best years, some of the best years that Josh Allen has had was with Daboll, driving that offense. So maybe he can get, Cam Ward, if you go actually look at the tape, he wasn't nearly as bad as his stats show. It's just that the team, the scheme was terrible. Some of the ability to catch the ball by someone
he's got no
terrible.
weapons.
He's got a shit ton of rookies.
Yeah.
He got a lot of young hands out there. I mean, and they did well with Ayumana and Shamir DK, and I mean there was a lot of rookie names being thrown around over the guys that are supposed to be good, and they weren't. So it could be interesting as well.
Tony Pollard looking like an actual running back towards the end of the season after I shit on him. So
Spears didn't look terrible out there coming back from the injury and everything. I mean, it's still viable. I mean, there's a lot of pieces there too.
They got draft capital, so we'll see what they do.
Yeah.
But it's going to be interesting to see. I do think Robert Saleh brings more stability at head coach than what they've had.
Yeah,
but I don't know if it's sustainable. He comes across to me as, I don't know, just kind of those guys who always have 1,000 motivational quotes, but they don't have any real substance. There's no real authenticity to what they do.
And a punchable face.
Oh, absolutely punchable face.
Yeah.
But
he shines his head.
And so I don't know. It's like,
I think so.
So we'll see. Maybe he learned something from getting fired from the Jets and going. He runs a really good defense. So we'll see.
Under what was it, Shanahan, right?
Yeah. Man, but he was what got him the job. The Jets was being a great defensive coordinator before that. So we'll see. But I do like Daboll there for the OC, and Daboll will be a good fallback when Saleh finally gets where he needs to get fired. Yeah. Maybe they promote Daboll and he becomes the head coach of that team. So
I'd like to see that.
Yes, I was kind of hoping Daboll would end up there as the head coach, but this is the next best thing. At Tampa got the former offensive coordinator from the Falcons, Zach Robinson. It's going to be interesting to see now whether it was what's his lips holding him back in Atlanta. or maybe if he's going to go down to Tampa and they're going to let him run his offense.
Who are you saying holding him back? Kirk Cousins?
No.
Or are you talking about Raheem Morris, the coach?
Yeah, the head coach.
Yeah.
And so was Raheem holding him back? Because Raheem was a very conservative-minded, run the ball 3 yards in a cloud of dust, defense and all that. And Zach Robinson came from the McVay system, an innovative system, get the ball downfield.
Which is why I was excited when he got here.
Yeah. But I there were times where I felt like he allowed Zach Robinson to run his offense, and it was good, and then he would reel him back in, and I felt like there was a push and pull there, and I'm hoping that they allow him to run his offense with Baker down there, and we can actually see him, because I think Zach Robinson's a good OC. I think that system is a good system. I hate this going to Tampa. I don't want Tampa to be good, but we'll see how that pans out. But talking about your Falcons.
Well, real quick, though, that's what defensive head coaches do, though. They think about the defense all the time. So they're like, we have to keep the defense fresh. Yeah. Let's just run the ball 3 yards, cloud of dust, and let's just keep the ball as long as we can.
Yeah. And I think there are some – I think as a vast majority, you're absolutely right. But I think there are some who allow their offensive coordinators to play ball. I think Dan Quinn allows his offensive coordinators to play ball. I think the Harbaughs, they're both defensive-minded guys, although it's crazy because they were quarterbacks, but they were both defense-first type guys. But I guess I would put the Harbaughs more in the same camp as Dan Campbell, where they're not really coordinators who became coaches. They're more like CEOs who allow their, who don't really run the offenses or the defenses. Yeah. They dictate that down to the coordinators. But yeah, I agree with that. But the head coach for Tampa, whose name escapes me right now, but his face looks like he's always pissed off, or he just ate a lemon.
Flores? No, not Flores.
No, Flores is DC at Minnesota.
Yeah. Damn, what's his name? He was with the Jets.
That's his name.
Yeah. He was in DC under Bruce Arians.
Like I don't even really know coaches. Y'all are making me learn coaches and
Todd
shit.
Bowles.
Todd Bowles. That's it.
My brain is so stupid.
The other Flores.
Yeah. But Todd Bowles seems to. He let Liam Cohen run his offense. He let David Canales run that offense. So I think he's somebody. If he trusts the offense, he'll let them run it instead of trying to reel it in and play that conservative ball. So. Mm-hmm. But going on to your Falcons, I like the hire with the Falcons. I like Kevin Stefanski. I think Cleveland is just a terrible place where coaches and players go to die. But I think Stefanski, number one, he is an offensive-minded guy.
Yes.
He did bring in an offensive coordinator. I've never heard of Tommy Rees, so I don't know a ton about him. But I think I think it's Stefanski's offense that's going to be run there.
Oh, I believe so.
And I think he probably, if it is, then undoubtedly Tommy Rees is probably somebody who's worked with Stefanski a lot in the past, and they're going to run the similar offense. I think you guys have a good foundation. I think your defense has really good players. You obviously have weapons on offense, and hopefully Stefanski and Rees can figure out how to tap into the potential of those guys.
Yeah, that's why I remember his name. He was actually the OC at Alabama in 23.
Oh, okay. And so does he have a history with Stefanski? Where was he last year?
Yeah, he was with the Browns. Yeah.
Okay, so he brought his guy in to run his system. And so I'm sure he has his own, and so they probably are. It's a collaborative effort, but either way, the good news is if you lose Tommy Rees in the future to if they do turn out good, it'll still be Stefanski's basic system that they're going to be running.
Yeah.
And
that's crazy how often Alabama changes offensive coordinators. It's almost every season. Sometimes they get two. What was the head coach for the Texans a few years back?
The head coach, they got fired.
Yeah.
It was not Callahan. O'Brien,
yeah. So he was there a couple years, and then Tommy Rees came in. But Steve Sarkisian was there for a little while. Oh yeah, I hate him.
Talk about punchable faces, bro.
He took a Super Bowl offense for the Falcons and turned them into absolute ass.
Yeah.
So
Plus, didn't he get fired for doing blow at like Southern Cal?
I don't know
something?
if it's, I know he definitely had an alleged alcohol issue.
Yeah, it may have been alcohol. Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
On the job, it is.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So and Stefanski's I'm pretty sure he's a disciple of Kevin O'Connell. With the same system of what Kevin O'Connell runs with the Vikings. So we'll see. It should be a quarterback friendly system.
I'll say he was my number 3 on the list. So I'm not disappointed with it at all. And it would be great to get a good offensive mind in there that can shake things up and actually use the weapons that you have, because this is a great offensive team. I mean, you have the weapons there. And if you draft well, which we don't get a first round pick, so that kind of sucks, but you still have the weapons on the team that can be utilized, and they haven't been utilized.
This is kind of a crucial year too. I think a lot of contracts are going to be coming up after this year as well, right?
Well, the summer coming up. There's talk of
as far as like your
Kyle
weapons
Pitts.
and stuff. Like, I mean,
yeah, Kyle Pitts is up.
Drake's probably coming up.
London's going to.
That's what I'm saying.
London was the year after Pitts.
It was Pitts,
but they
London,
didn't pick up.
and then Bijan.
But they didn't pick up Pitts' 5th-year option. So that's why his contract's coming up. I'm pretty sure. And so I think they'll still have 2 years with London if they pick up his 5th year, because they're their first round picks. Penix is still this is only going to be his 3rd year. And Bijan is still it'll be his 3rd as well,
his
right?
3rd year too. So
you're still pretty good. But here's the thing: this is when you got to win before these guys contracts.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Exactly.
that's what I was meaning. Like, as far as you gotta use the weapons you've already got while you can afford them, especially when you're in such a hole with paying Kink Cousins for not really doing much of it right now, and then all this stuff. So
this will be the last year with Kink. They can void it next year and not be killed,
not get destroyed. But I mean, he might be the smarter play this next year.
Well, that's what they're saying too. That Stefanski well, here's the thing too. There's not 100% sure that Penix is going to be ready to start the season.
Start up, yeah.
And so if Kink comes out there and he is serviceable, I don't think Penix showed anything while he played last year that says he's clearly superior.
Yeah.
And so
week 1 was like an anomaly, because then after week 1, it all fell off. Like, it was just more of a it's all over the place.
Again, I think the coaching had a lot to do with that.
Absolutely.
The real thing is Arthur Blank going to stay out of it and let him run this team and let them do their things?
Yeah.
And is that defense, who are they going to bring in to run the defense, and how good are they going to be? And so we'll see. I think it's going to be a good year. I'm very scared of the Falcons. As a Panther fan, I thought we did good this year. We're definitely progressing, but
everybody else in the division
is. I think the Tampa got better with their hire. I think New Orleans is moving.
The Saints are
rapidly
their way up
in a very positive direction, and that one scares the shit out of me.
Well, usually seasons. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say the Falcons is up in the air what Stefanski can do. But if it works out the way that I think it will, that means the Falcons are advancing. So if the Panthers don't also continue to advance, then they're just going to get left behind. And it's going to be this year will be an anomaly type shit.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, usually with seasons like the Falcons just had, where they started off strong, then they had that lull in the middle, but at the end they were moving upward.
They were absolutely.
Quickly.
Oh yeah.
Usually that's when you bring back the same coaching staff.
Yeah, you
and
try
everything.
to use the same. Yeah, try to
like
keep the same.
we're set up for next year now, but it's a whole new regime, and but
I think it's for the better.
Stefanski is a guy, that I think can handle it for sure.
I don't think you had the right people in there with the talent you had. If you wanted to run Raheem Morris's style, then you needed ground and pound, game manager,
absolutely.
Bigger, type tight ends and running 13 personnel and just, and it's like that's not what you're built for. You're built for speed. You're a sports car, and he was trying to drive it like a freaking Bronco, and so I think that, that's what scares me. I think somebody is there now and knows how to drive a sports car.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
So, and I think at the end of the year, despite his best efforts of not being good, y'all were surging. New Orleans was surging. And to be honest with you, the last 4 or 5 weeks, y'all were the 2 best team. We made the playoffs, and I'm happy we did. But the Falcons in New Orleans were the 2 best teams in the division. Y'all just sucked so bad early on.
Exactly.
That there was no. You
almost come back from it at the end. There.
Yeah.
It was really the middle of the season because at first, I mean, we beat the Bills.
Yeah.
There were some good games.
Yeah, y'all beat some teams,
Except
but
for
then
the
you
Panthers.
got then you got housed by the Panthers.
It made no sense at all.
And then didn't you get housed by Miami too when they were in the midst of their losing every week?
It made absolutely no sense.
Yes. And that was the week after y'all beat the Bills.
Yes.
Y'all beat the Bills at home and then play Miami at home and get housed. Yeah.
I think we beat the Commanders too, right? With Jaden Daniels.
I can't remember that.
Yeah, but we beat some really good teams, and then we really sucked to really bad teams.
Yeah.
It made no sense.
So I think New Orleans, I think they got their quarterback. I really like Shuck. I think the quarterback situation in Atlanta is still up in the air.
I think it's Penix. I have no doubt.
You think Penix is good enough?
Yes.
Well, we'll see. But I think Carolina and Tampa both have quarterbacks. Carolina, I don't know about the running back situation, but a lot of these teams are putting it together, and so I think the South's going to be a dogfight next year. I really do.
I hope so because that division's been made fun of for at least 5 years in a row now.
It's going to be. I think it's going to be an absolute.
It's
dogfight.
crazy because that's the only time in my football watching history. That's the only time I've ever seen a division be down for that long.
Yeah.
Usually it's like one season. You'll see like the NFC West or the East. There's been seasons where all the teams were bad and a 500 team makes the playoffs. Happened to the AFC South.
Yeah,
and more than once. But usually it's a 1 season, maybe 2 season run. The NFC South has been bad for 5 straight years.
Yeah, it's been down. Tampa's basically been having their way for a while. So.
Algier, that's the one that y'all are probably going to end up losing this year.
That's
Possibly,
right.
yeah.
Chances are, they're saying. I heard earlier today. It's like, wouldn't it be hilarious for people who love Kenneth Walker, is if Seattle gets rid of Charbonnet and then brings in Algier?
God damn! Oh, that would be hilarious. Oh God, that would be hilarious.
Oh God,
we'll get Charbonnet, I'm sure.
Actually, as a Carolina Panther fan, I would love if Algier went to Carolina. I think he could step in there and be their number one back.
Yeah, you guys don't really have a number one.
No, Chuba is all right. Dowdle was all right. They both are good in spurts, but Algier could show up in Carolina right now and it'd be his backfield. And he would be
all over a lot
I think he would be a top 10 back immediately in Carolina.
He definitely would.
So I would absolutely love that. I'm going to start putting that out there in the atmosphere.
Let them
you
all
wouldn't
know.
think so just on the surface, but the Falcons have a great offensive line.
Yeah. No, a really good offensive line, and you have a really good defense too. So you guys have all the tools to really compete. It's just like I said, who can drive that freaking sports car?
Put it together. Yeah.
Well, there it is. There's the coaching breakdown as of now. And when we get more information, especially for these other teams that haven't got anybody and these offensive coordinators that haven't been hired and whatnot, then we'll examine that as well. Next week, I'm not sure what we're going to do, but I'll figure it out between now and then because we don't have any playoff games this weekend to talk about. We should
predict the Super Bowl play-by-play.
Okay.
I'm sure we'll be right. Yeah.
I got the script in case anybody wants to know.
Well, we need to check in on some of those conspiracy theories from the beginning of the season. Did the Super Bowl logo
there was
match
like
up?
some logos and colors and stuff like that.
We know the Panthers one didn't work out.
No. But there is one that every year that there's been a new pope.
Yeah, for Seattle goes to the
Super Bowl.
Oh. Y'all got me sold.
And I don't think they win it. They just go. Yeah. So
man, we definitely should talk about that kind of shit.
I did start seeing that as soon as the new pope was announced. People were like, "Seattle's going to the Super Bowl," and it played out.
That's
the
crazy.
Panthers now. It'll be the Panthers make the playoffs, but they've made the playoffs on years that J-Lo didn't get a divorce. So I don't think that
they're gonna have to figure that one out.
Yeah,
they'll rework it where it works out. It works out better.
Well, like I say, if anything we say or do helps you get to that average place in your league, that means we did our jobs. Because when you finish average, you don't finish last. We hope you guys have a good one out there, and we'll talk to you in a week.
Later.
Deuces.
Holla.